I think so often we think things and we don't verbalize it. We don't show appreciation. We don't express gratitude. We don't express that authentic, like what we're feeling, because it's a very vulnerable thing to express, hey, I like this thing, and you don't know how the other person's going to take it. Sometimes it could be scary. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and today we're going to talk about 10 proven tips that can help people be attracted to you like a magnet. Who doesn't like to be liked? Let's be real. This isn't about a popularity contest or trying to be fake to get people to like you. It's more so if you feel like you're lacking in your life, like a social life, or you feel like you are having a hard time making friends, or you just want more of that vibrant energy to get people to be more attracted to you, like not just on a intimate level, but also just in general, like your personality, here are some tips that can help you. So the first one is a pretty obvious one that you probably have heard 5,000 times, but be yourself. What does that mean? So instead of thinking about what people want you to be or what you think will get you to be liked, be yourself. Here's something that people are afraid to do because they maybe are afraid that people won't like you or that you're not good enough. But the most important thing is you learn along the way when you're yourself, like social etiquette and what is like okay to do in social settings and what maybe isn't okay based on taking risks. So go out there, be yourself, get feedback. You know, you can even ask people around you, be like, you know what, how do you think I am, you know, in social settings? Like, what do you think are things I can improve? Like, how do you feel about me? But just generally overall, be yourself, because if you're fake and you're not authentic, you're going to lose sight of yourself. You're not going to be around people that are authentically for you, and it's very exhausting. It dims your light completely. So when you're yourself, people really appreciate that, because they're like, yeah, that person's just their self, and they're unapologetically just themselves, and they feel that energy. People can sense that fakeness if you're not genuinely like the person that you're trying to portray. So be yourself, and who yourself is, you define. What do you like about yourself? What do you not like about yourself? Who are you? You got to figure those things out and then be that person. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And just be that, own it. The next is talk slower. So what do I mean by that? Me personally, this is something I struggle with, is I just talk really fast. But when you talk slower, it gives you more time to think. And because you're talking slower, it leaves less room for mistakes and for error and for you to do things that are just problematic, or maybe saying things you don't mean. Some people, they speak before they think, kind of thing. So if you talk slower, you have more time to just process what you're thinking, process like what are the consequences of saying this thing. And also it shows that you are educated and you really care about what you're saying, rather than like that nervous energy of just trying to get everything out. And it also leaves more room for you guys to kind of have conversations rather than just being very quick and trying to talk too fast. Me personally, I feel like my brain moves faster than my mouth, and so that's why I can be really quick. But it's definitely something I personally need to work on. The next is express appreciation. Give compliments. Whenever I'm telling a client, like if they want to start a conversation, go seek someone that you generally like. You like their hair or their shirt or their shoes, or there's something that you like. Maybe you like the way that they, like you're at a speech conference and you like the things they say, you're at Toastmasters, whatever it is. Like, go and compliment them. I think so often we think things and we don't verbalize it. We don't show appreciation. We don't express gratitude. We don't express that authentic, like what we're feeling, because it's a very vulnerable thing to express, hey, I like this thing, and you don't know how the other person's going to take it. Sometimes it could be scary. So you want to just authentically just speak your mind about something that you really like and you appreciate. And most of the time, people really appreciate. They're like, oh my God, thank you. It makes them feel good, and it starts a conversation. You can start talking about where they got that shirt that you liked, and you know, talk about your favorite bands, whatever it is. It starts a conversation. So always, always, always just express what you're thinking. If it's a kind thought, why not? Who doesn't like being around people that say nice, positive things? And remember, it's authentic. Don't make shit up that you don't genuinely mean. The other thing is, don't always be available. Don't be desperate. And this isn't about playing games. It's about genuinely, don't always jump at the opportunity if someone's like, hey, want to hang out, like sometimes you can spend some time being by yourself, sometimes you can go hang out with other people. Don't always just be available to specific people, because that just shows the desperation. It shows that, you know, they have more of an upper hand on you. It's when you're always available, people don't care about you as much as when you, like, there's more room for if they can't see you. It's just generally we as humans, we appreciate the things when we don't have a consistency, and if we, like, you know, intermittent reinforcement. I'm not saying to do intermittent reinforcement, but it's more so we appreciate things when it's unpredictable and we don't know if we can get them. So that's why you don't always want to be available every time someone reaches out. And like I said, it's not about playing a game. It's about sometimes when someone asks you to hang out, you don't always have to hang out with them. Maybe it's better for you to just spend time indoors on your own and just doing your own thing. You don't always have to just do things because someone asked you to go do that thing. Even if it's fun, you don't always have to be, you know, you don't have to give into your FOMO. So just say yes occasionally and occasionally say no. The next is in conversations with others, ask questions. Be genuinely interested in what they're having to say, and don't make it an interview. There's a difference between having a conversation and having an interview. An interview is you ask them a question, they answer, you ask another question, they answer, and it's just a constant, like, you're just asking questions, you're not having a conversation. When you're genuinely interested, you're talking about the topic that they're talking about. So let's say they're talking about global warming, first thing that came to my mind. Like, they're very interested. You ask a question and then you guys talk about it. Maybe you share a little bit of your view, they share about their view, and then you, while you're conversing, you can maybe ask another question as you're, you know, diving into that topic. But you generally want to show that you're interested in what the person is talking to you about. And people love to talk about the things that they're passionate about and the things that they're interested in, and it makes them feel good. It makes them feel heard and listened to. And they will want to be around you more because you're showing interest in something that they're passionate about, something that matters to them, and that makes them feel good. The next is be a good listener. So there's a difference between hearing someone and listening to someone. You could hear things all day long, but if you're not listening, meaning you are not able to, like, repeat back to what the other person is saying, or you don't understand what the person is saying, you're not a good listener. Maybe your head is up somewhere in the clouds. Maybe you're on Instagram and, like, you're not listening to what they're saying. Like, people don't like that. That doesn't feel good, being in a conversation with someone that's not present in here and listening to what they're saying. So to be a good listener means to just sit and be in the conversation, be present, and really care about what the other person is saying. And you also are sharing, like, you know, you're showing that you're hearing what they're saying and you're understanding. Another thing is share, but not too much. So you want to have a little mystery in your relationships. There's a select few where you want to just, you know, you can 100% just share things with them. Share what you're going through, share what's going on, you know, just go into it. Like, that's your emotional support. Those are people you trust. And then there's other people where you don't need to share what's going on with your life. You don't need to share that, you know, you're experiencing this thing or this thing is happening. Like, you need to keep some things to yourself. And people enjoy having a more mysterious person in their life rather than having someone where, like, you're telling them every play-by-play of what's going on. It's too much information for people that, and like the general public. Because remember, this is being a magnet to others, not just trying to form an emotional circle. So you want to be a little bit more mysterious, not overly sharing things. Just because they're here listening doesn't mean you have to tell them everything. So, you know, be selective about what you share and who you share with and how much you're sharing. And generally people are, they are interested in more of those people rather than those people that, like, overly share and they share too much and they know too much information. They want to get to know that person more and more, and maybe that will turn into a relationship where you guys have a deeper relationship, or maybe it will just be just someone that you occasionally see on your walk. Whatever it is, just, you don't want to share too much because not everyone is deserving of knowing too much information, and you want to see the people that are authentic and you do want to share more information with. The next is practice empathy and understanding. This is so important. In all our relationships, I feel like we should always be practicing being empathetic and understanding. And what that means is that if someone is having a hard time and maybe they are struggling with being late right now because they're having a hard time, that's being understanding, empathetic toward their situation. Now, if they're generally a late person all the time and it pisses you off, that's a whole other story. But I'm talking about situationally, you look at this person, you look at their situation, you look at them as a person, and you judge accordingly. And you are very empathetic, you're understanding, you're not too harsh, you just are a warm person that makes them feel understood and heard. And this isn't about being a pushover or someone that doesn't have boundaries. You can 100% be empathetic and understanding, but also have boundaries. Don't get me wrong. But you can also be understanding towards someone's situation and have that empathy of like, I feel what you're feeling. Like, I get why you feel that way, and I can relate, or like I could understand why you may feel that way. And just, you know, show that warmness to them. People really love that. We need more of that in the world. It's something that's lacking so much because we've become such a self-centered, selfish society, where we don't ever look at someone and their situation. We more so are about shaming others and trying to see where they're wrong and where we can point a finger, rather than being like, oh, this person is a human having a human experience, and like, I want to be there for them, or I want to give them, you know, some grace or understanding, and not shame them over something. Now, like I said, it's very situational. Obviously, you don't need to give grace to someone that does something on the extreme or something you don't respect or is not okay. It's more so just like the people that you do respect, you can give them some understanding and empathy towards them and their situations, and them as a human being having a human experience. The next is a calm person. So this kind of goes back to someone that takes their time and is more slow. Like, a calm person is someone where, like, if you guys are planning something and like the plans go awry, you're not someone who's like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, I can't believe our plans are falling apart, this is so terrible. Like, that's a nervous, like, stressed out person. Someone who's calm is like, okay, yeah, like, our plans canceled, let's kind of like, we'll figure out and see what's next. Someone that doesn't make a huge deal of like the small things. Of course it's fine to make a huge deal of the big things, like you're about to get in a car accident, that's completely different. But someone that's just calm about, you know, situational things that it's like you don't need to stress about or be like crazy about. It's someone that's just like, you know, not a stressed out person. Here's the thing, you don't have to always be a calm person in stressful situations. Like, you can be stressed, but it's very much so like the gray area of like, hey, this is going on and I can be calm about it because it's not like the end of the world, and hey, like, this does stress me out, and that's okay, that's you being a human. But just someone overall who, like, you know, meditates, someone who is aware of themselves and their weaknesses, their strengths, someone just overall who is not just a wired, you know, person that goes off the walls all the time. And the last is, don't be too serious, be playful. And this is one of my favorites that I feel like a lot of us as adults, we struggle with, because we're like, I gotta pay bills, and I gotta, you know, pay my taxes, and I gotta, I don't know, whatever the hell adults do. I mean, I am an adult, don't get me wrong, that sounds like I'm not an adult. I'm an adult, I get it. Like, I'm trying to convince you guys that I'm an adult. I swear I'm an adult. But like, I think too much we try to be like, we get fearful about being shamed, and we care too much about how we look rather than like just being a human. And you can be playful still too. So make jokes, have a laugh, you know, get in touch with that playful side. You don't have to take things too seriously. Make fun of yourself, you know, let down that ego, just make fun of yourself, and you'll notice people will really enjoy being around you. Now, that's not to say to be a target and let other people make fun of you and be bullied, but if the more you make fun of yourself, the less likely you are going to be someone that sees you as a target or sees you as someone that's overly sensitive that they can target you. So definitely just be playful, have fun, get in touch with that inner child side, and you'll notice you'll have a lot more fun in your relationships and your life overall. So what do you guys think? Leave it on the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone that you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Hurry up and beat the sun right now. Listen, as a mom, I take whatever I can get when it comes to trying to do videos, so bear with me. with this bad lighting. Also, I'm on the East Coast, so we moved pretty fast over here, so not an excuse, but whatever. I have to go bathe my dog. It may be the last time that I'm bathing my dog. I've already cried enough. You don't know what I'm saying. I'm basically saying like my dog is like, you know, she's 16, so